Hello YouTube, welcome to my mega build tour video. Currently you're watching me do some renovations on this build because the mod that I was looking at that was a live-in business actually had a few limitations. Restaurants was not included in the package, so the creator said that they might try to do that as a thing, as a live-in business, but if they couldn't figure out a way for it to function in a way that they liked, then that would not be released. So I went ahead and I made some changes to this restaurant here. You don't have to erase the restaurants. It could just be a lot where you do go to work at, and then the lot can still be active. But if you do want to live here, then you might want to consider doing one of the other live-in businesses that they allow, which is like shops, cafe, um, like a doggy daycare, and a few other things, which I'm not going to mention because they have nothing to do with this build. Yeah, they don't have anything to do with this build. Unless you want to turn this into a bar or something, like that's another one of the ones that you could do. But yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and make some renovations. Right now, I'm just editing the ceiling because when I looked at it previously, I noticed that you couldn't see this ceiling detail that I had done. The planks were too high up. They weren't high up enough to go through the floor of the upper level, but they were kind of sitting inside of the floor, so you couldn't see them if you had the walls up. So I'm just kind of editing things. I'm moving these lights around. In the end, we do not keep these lights here. I felt like maybe that was a detail of something that the kind of restaurant I had here would have had, which was like a really upscale restaurant. So at some point I just decided, you know what, I don't think this is the kind of store that would have this level of detail. Like, yeah, I could get away with the planks. I think it suits the corner shop, but I don't think that those extra lights were necessary. So we just went ahead and got rid of them. As you can see, I accidentally deleted the floor. But we go ahead and we just kind of make this corner shop suit the lot. I was gonna add that door there, but I decided that if people did need to like go and have extra seats, they could definitely go out and around. Like they do that in like get together. So yeah. I did know that I didn't want to add originally this cafe shop here because I have a cafe on the lot next door, which is also a lot that has apartments on the upper level. So if you want to live in that lot as well, you could own the coffee shop there and then come over here and do like a different kind of store in either one of these shops that I have designated on this lot. But yeah, and again, like I said before, you could just maybe have this as a restaurant lot. You don't have to have it as a live-on business. That was just something that I really wanted to do because I wanted that lot to be active. But again, all hope is not lost. You can still renovate one of the other shops active on a live-in shop from one of the other choices that are on the mod, or however you want to do. So we're just kind of moving things around. I did add those like bakery shelves in the back because I was like, maybe I could sell some things, but that's more of like a retail store kind of thing, which again, you could still change this into one of those and then maybe still sell coffee. I kind of wish that those two went head in head, where it's like you could have the cafe but have the bakery, but also like I get it because people are buying pastries and stuff off of the like main shelf here in the front, so but it's just there for aesthetic. I didn't put any food in it because I don't want it to like get all spoiled and rotten and then gross, so I was just like, I'm gonna leave it blank. It's just there for show. Yeah, hopefully that's okay. So here we are making some changes to the signs outside, making sure it matches. I was very excited to find that kind of poster to like put on the front so your Sims can kind of review the menu, sort of, or it can feel like one of those places where you go and you kind of see what they have before you decide if you're going to go inside. Because this is kind of a small space, I did manage to restrain myself from putting too many tables and making it too tight. That way your Sims can move around the shop, and any Sims that are visiting the lot can move around the shop if, again, you decide to run a cafe on this lot. I'm just adding a few little details here. This is going to be the last detailed thing that I put here. I didn't really know what to put there. I didn't find any posters that I liked. So I wanted to put like some kind of frame or something that I don't use that often. So I did go with a dine-in wall piece that actually turns out to be a light. Who would have known? And I was looking for these like other lights that are like string, but I couldn't find them. So anyway, yeah, here we are at the end. Enjoy the rest of the tour. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Hello YouTube, Melina here, and welcome to my multi-purpose builds tour. So as you can see, we already have a few people walking around around the lot. So I had to actually make a change. Previously, I had a restaurant in the build, but when I went back to review a little bit more about the Live in Business mod, they don't actually have restaurants as an option, but you can have a store, like a retail store. You can have a bar, and a few other options. One of them was a cafe. So what I did was I went in and I just changed my restaurant into a cafe. It was a quick fix. And I had to do that because that was one of the options. So I actually turned on the mod, and so what you're gonna do is you're just gonna click on the door, and as you can see, it's already open, so the only option is to close. And you can lock all other doors so that people are not like in the other homes running around. If you do happen to choose to delete the other houses so that the lock can run smooth, then that's something that you could do. So while everyone's just kind of running around, I was just sort of feeding my sim. I'm going to send her to work over here. I'm not exactly sure how this goes. Okay, tend. I'm going to have her go over there and tend it. As you can see, people are just kind of around here. And she was just having some breakfast. We are in the season of winter, which is why my tree is kind of dead. I did turn off like the effects, but anyway. So yeah, I had to go back in and change the restaurant into cafe so that we can actually have a business. The person who created the mod did state she was going to try to see if she could get it to work in a manner that, she felt was sufficient. So that doesn't exist as of yet. But again, there are other shops in here and other things you could do to kind of like make the lot an active lot, and she has enough options there, I think. Also, if you decided to furnish this lot, then you could choose based off of what she has which shops you're gonna have on the lot. I think the builds are big enough, so you have choices. Like you could still download this build and then just change the stores if you want to. But you have options. So here we are in the pet shop, and as you can see, there are just a few items. Like I said, this could be used as a retail shop. So it still has a function. You can use it to sell things to Sims who want to spend some money. Like the lot still has a purpose. I'm just a little disappointed that I couldn't use the restaurant, but that's okay. And also there's a mod where you can sell the fish from the fish tank, so that's also a thing. So there goes the pet shop. We're gonna get out of here now, and we're just gonna go ahead right next door to the cafe. Oops, I forgot I have to add the door back there. So here's the cafe. I emptied out this section here so that there could be more tables. I will add a door back here. In the original build, there is a door there so people could sit. It's part of the cafe. I wasn't sure if it was gonna work, but it's gonna work because it's gonna work. Because it's just here. So here goes our cafe. It's way emptier than my restaurant was, but that's okay. It looks good. I did some roof or ceiling detailing, and actually when I came back in the build, I realized I had to bring down those panels because they were too high up and you couldn't see them. They were like in the floor. So they were hiding. So here you go. You see my lot is active and your sim can work in the business here. See, there she goes. This is actually Irene Vivian, who her dream is to become a world famous chef. So there goes the bathroom is there, and then you have some snack options, you know, just to kind of make it a little bit more realistic. So here we are in the laundromat. You have 3 and 3 on each side. You have some bench or yeah, benches to sit on. Kind of have the folding shelves here so your Sims can fold their clothes. And then I have this little window over here that's supposed to represent like the window that you have at a real laundromat where you go and you talk to the employees and you know, you ask them any questions or make any purchases that you need. And right next door is the flower shop tucked right in here into this corner. This building actually goes up 3 floors, and the top 2 floors are an apartment. Which, I realized I could have made a 1-floor apartment and then another, like a 3-story kind of thing. Oh well, that's a two-floor apartment. But here is our flower shop. It's very full. I imagine this person like has all the flowers and herbs and they know everything about everything. And they even have like some bugs in here, some butterflies, and something else over here. There goes a cricket. Let me just back out a little bit. Oops, I'm gonna pull up the camera so you can kind of look down into. We even added a little water fountain over there just so you can have that little trickling sound of water. And then just a few other items to make it seem full and like she's not only selling flowers, but she has like stones and eggs and things and crystals. And then I also added in the flower station and then the pumpkin carving station as well. So this lot has a lot of things where you could just be very active. Here, this was my greenhouse that I was very excited about building. I love the way that it just kind of breaks away from the other 2 buildings, and it's just kind of, it feels a little standalone-ish. And right next door to it is the hardware store, so I'm just gonna bring down the walls. I don't think we needed to bring down the walls. I could just lower my camera and swoop right in. So I imagine the person who lives here owns the flower shop, and she just kind of has a lot of herbs herself. She's very much into cooking and reading. This is the first floor. You got your little tea or coffee section over here. Then your kitchen, got your spices, your herbs. Very old-fashioned stove. So we're gonna just lift to the 2nd floor now. And the 2nd floor, and she does have a fish tank too. Here's the bathroom. I really like this bathroom. I really gotta say, I really like this bathroom. Very gold in here. A lot of gold, a lot of vampire stuff. To make this bathroom, I think it's suited like the other furniture. So that's what we did there. And then here is the bedroom. Got a little ceiling fan. We have our nice dressers. I feel like the wood is very warm. It makes the room feel cozy. We use a lot of candles. Put a table behind this bed to kind of create like a little bed frame with some clutter space. And then again, she likes her books, so she's got this pile of books at the end of the bed. So here we are. We're gonna go in here into the hardware store. And I just got some little details up here, like on the walls. And this shop is very small because it's not like a real active shop. So I did what I could to kind of make it feel like a hardware store. I put these keys up in the frame. They're like really old-fashioned keys. And we got a bunch of tools all over the place. Got that junk box there. We got a leaf blower. Got some stuff in the back. Got that little camera up top there. It's watching you. It's watching you. And then we have this wall with other tools in here. This space also has workbenches. So it has the jewel bench and then the woodworking bench. So just to add a little bit more of activities for any sim who lives here, like you would have